Hello and welcome to Long's Toys. I have a Power Rangers Super Megaforce review for you today. This is the Ninja Zord with 2 Ranger keys. It does come with the red Ninja Storm key and the red in space key. We've already seen them before in the 3 packs for the respective teams, so nothing new. If you look, it does have some cool artwork here on the front of the box. And it does have a Ninja Storm mode and a MegaWinger mode from In Space, which is why these are the 2 keys that you get. I would have loved to have seen the In Space Silver Ranger and the kind of green Samurai Ranger from Ninja Storm, but they're always giving us the Red Ranger key with the Zords, so there you have it. On the back here, you have a picture of both modes, have the Megazord and some of the other products, how they connect. You have the Ranger keys here, nothing really new. Not really anything important on the side, or this side, or the bottom. The top is the standard picture of all the Red Rangers. So, pretty cool packaging, but we'll go ahead and move on to the toy itself. Alright, so up first we'll take a look at the 2 Ranger keys that you get in this set. You do get the red In Space and the red Ninja Storm. Nothing new, we've seen these before. They were available in the 3 packs of each team. But these, I have to say, are painted a little bit nicer. I'm going to move this off to the side for a second. This is the red In Space from the 3-pack, and this is the red In Space from this set. And as you can see, the helmet is much sharper and much more nicely painted. It really, really looks nice. The mouth is sharper, and I think the line across the chest is a little higher up like it's supposed to be. So I do think this is a better painted key. So it's kind of nice to have a nicer version of that. I'm going to move these off to the side, and then I will do the same for Ninja Storm here. This is the Ninja Storm from the 3-pack, and this is the Ninja Storm from this set. And if you notice, it's kind of weird, but the Ninja Storm here, it definitely has more detailing on the side. You can see on the gold part, there's actually some carve detail in that. But the kind of face mask is a little weird. The visor is kind of scrunched on this one in the middle. Whereas I think this visor is kind of more like what it looked like on the show. This one kind of looks like the face got smashed a little. So while the gold trim detailing is nicer and sharper, I like the visor on this one better. Otherwise, they're pretty much the same. They have the same symbols underneath. I'll show real quick. Nothing special there. They do make the exact same sounds in the Morpher, so I'm not going to bother showing that. They're exactly the same, no new sounds, nothing significant there. So just want to take a quick look. Those are the 2 keys you get. Like I said, would have rather have seen the Rangers from these series that pertain to the Zord, but they always want to give us the Red Ranger with these Zord boxes. So there you go. We'll move on to the Zord now. Okay, so here is the Ninja Zord. Not a ton. It's kind of just a giant brick. He's got this really giant shuriken on the back here. Articulation-wise, the arms can move. That's really about it. But that's kind of standard for Power Rangers. This thing on the back can spin. So, that's alright. Otherwise, he doesn't really do a whole lot. He just kind of sits there and you know, moves his arms. Now this obviously can detach. It's a little tight. But if you want it on the show, he does kind of ride this. So if you wanted him to sit atop this and ride it around, you certainly could. So there you go. And then you can just pop it right back on. It's just the Ranger standard Megazord Zord builder port there. Actually, I put it on backwards. When he's in this mode, he is supposed to have the gold mode facing forward. He does have a MegaWinger mode, where basically what you do is pop this off. These little pieces can swing up. Just kind of push them up with your fingernail or something, and then slide this a little bit down. And then if you come around to the back, this piece here can just slide right off. It literally just fits on like that. So you come around and it's got these two pieces here, obviously go in these two holes. Pop that on. And you can play with this as far as if you want to push them all the way. If you push it all the way up, I feel like it looks worse. So I kind of like tend to leave it a little bit like that. And then you can come around and take this. This does come apart in two, as you can see the seam right there. Pop that off. Come around. Similar pieces like that. Push that on there. That tab right there, pop that on. And this is its MegaWinger mode. It's alright. I see what they're going for. It's not bad. To me, the chest piece is alright, the wings on the back are alright, but the visor, it just doesn't quite land it for me. I'm sorry. Like, pushing it all the way up makes it look really weird. Pushing it like this makes it look like kind of two weird alien eyes. The visor just doesn't kind of work for me. The chest piece and the wing on the back is decent, but I don't know. It just doesn't really remind me all that much of the MegaWinger, with the exception of the chest markings, obviously, are reminiscent. But so yeah, I don't know. I feel like this mode's alright. I see what they were going for, but not that great. It does have a feature I forgot to mention real quick. If you just put it down like this and you take a Ranger key, there is a slot right here. It's going to be hard to see, but it's right there, as you can see. And if you insert the key, it will make the shuriken spin like a helicopter. And you can get it going pretty fast. I will say that is pretty... You can really get the thing going and it will spin for a while. So, I mean, I guess because they're trying to make it like a helicopter, because the Green Ranger, the Green Samurai Ranger in Ninja Storm, his vehicle was a helicopter that became a robot. So that's kind of what this is referencing. So they decided to put that spin feature in. It's alright. Like I said, it's definitely good for a spin feature, but, you know, it's only okay. Okay, so I brought in the Qrex Megazord here because it does have functionality with that. Basically, what you're going to do is just go ahead and pop this part off, and the rest of it you can just kind of put off to the side for now. Come around to the back, and you're going to want to just pop the arms off and just kind of put them down lower. Then again, you're going to take this apart in the middle. And this is going to have this piece and this piece clip on to these tabs back here. Now the cool thing is, if you were to just put these on, as you can see, they would not be even. One is closer than the other one. So what they want you to do is this tab actually will rotate up. And when you pop that up, it's going to have a little bit longer tab. And then when you clip it on, you'll notice that they are even, or very close. So I think that's a nice touch. I do think that's pretty cool that they foresaw that problem and actually put in a quick little fix to make it, you know, work. But that's essentially it. I'm going to just kind of zoom in on the top here because you've seen the legs before. But that's really it. It's just the star on the back. Doesn't really do a whole lot. I mean, it looks alright. It looks decent. And it's nice that they wanted to try to include some functionality for this Megazord as well. But it's just alright. I mean, the star hardly pokes out the sides because the shoulders are so big. So, I mean, like I said, I see what they're going for. It's nice that they tried. But I don't know, not that impressive. Okay, so now I'll show how it combines with the legendary Megazord. It does have two different modes. The first thing you're going to start with is just go ahead and pull off the giant star on the back. The two legs down here will just pull straight off. They connect with these two little pieces in the bottom here. It's going to be hard to see because they're just little black connectors in there, but yeah. So then you can go ahead and also take this piece off the back like we did before. And then this whole piece in the middle, if you kind of lift the arms out of the way, you can see how this whole black piece here pops right off. And this is actually the helmet. So you're going to push this piece down to cover the little Ninja Zord's head. And then you're going to push the arms up. And on the back of the arms has a helmet which is somewhat reminiscent of the original Ninja Megazord. And I really do... see if I can... focus. No, it's just going to throw off the white balance. Alright, perfect. I'll zoom in. Let me see. Yeah, sorry. White balance is going to be a little wonky, but... so there you go. I do like the design of the helmet. I think that's pretty good. It really does remind me of the original. But this is kind of where I run into my first problem with this. If you come over here and take off the pirate hat, and then you go ahead and try to drop the helmet on, it doesn't fit really well. And I'll try to zoom in. The problem is that if you have to put the arms straight down, whoops, because then you kind of have to push these shoulder pads out of the way, and then it still doesn't even want to come all the way down. I mean, then it kind of fits, but if you try to put these up at all to move the arms, it's too wide. These things are just too wide. They get in the way. I don't know. It's a little disappointing because I feel like with just a little bit of a fix, they could have done something so that wasn't that big a deal. But these shoulder pads, more often than not, get in the way of most of the things that they try to put on this toy when you combined it. I don't know how the Japanese version is. I don't have that. I don't know. I know they have the gimmick where all the doors open, so I don't know if the arms can't move because of that. But I feel like with this toy, you can't ever pose the arms forward because these shoulder pads are always getting in the way with whatever you're trying to connect on top of it. So that's kind of my first little problem. It's not a huge deal breaker. It's just a minor annoyance that I feel like they could have fixed if they would have tried. The next thing you're going to do is just take one of these leg pieces and just connect it on the side of the leg, because you're not going to need it for anything, so it just kind of connects there and sits there. You're going to need a Ranger key. Let me get one. To come around and open the door on the back. So once you have that open, I like to just disconnect this piece altogether because I don't like to have it hanging off on the front. But you're going to take this piece, which was the middle, and then you're going to take this piece, which was hanging off the back, and you can see the Ninja Storm logo here, and you're going to put the hole here, put this black Megazord build report, just push that on there. It's kind of a pain to push it through because it's a ridiculously tight fit to put this Megazord Zord build report through this. And I don't know if you turn it sideways if that makes a difference. It really shouldn't. But it's really a tight fit to get that through there. And it clicks on. I mean, it's not going anywhere. Once you get it on, it's nice and tight. And then this whole thing just fits in the inside here. It does not click into place. It doesn't snap or anything. It just kind of sits in there. I mean, it doesn't really seem like it's going to fall out or anything, but... whoops. He's breakdancing. Alright, hold on. It just would be nice, I guess, to have it snap into place. It's not a big deal. Not a, and again, not a deal breaker. And then for the last part, you're going to take the other leg, and you can see it's got a Zord builder port on the side. You're going to flip that out. And then you're going to attach this giant star to it, and it kind of makes like a giant pinwheel up. There you go. It kind of makes like a giant pinwheel, in my opinion, but it does not spin. Now, you're going to have to move this hand forward a little bit, even though it doesn't really want to, and then you can kind of put it in his hand. To me, it's kind of lackluster, because it really... like, if I move it all the way up, yes, it can hold it, but it can't spin. It can't really do anything. I mean, it's good it can't spin because it would chop its own hand off because of how it holds it. Again, I don't know. I really wish they could have done a little something extra with that. Maybe if the connector here was longer like it is on the Qrex Megazord. I don't know. It's just kind of... It's a little disappointing. It doesn't really... I mean, it looks okay in his hand. It really does, but it's not... On the back, little foreshadowing for the other mode. So yeah, I mean... Like I said, just minor problems. I think the helmet's a little too wide for the shoulder pads. This kind of works, but kind of doesn't. So, all in all, it's a decent mode. We'll move on now, and I'll show you the other mode that it has. Alright, I'm just going to change it from the Ninja mode into the MegaWinger mode, because it's fairly simple. You're going to start by just taking this off. You can go ahead and take this piece off, and then just put the star down. Fold the port back in, and you're actually going to connect this to the other leg, just like the first one, because this mode doesn't really use them. So you're just going to have these on the sides like that. Put the arms down again, take the middle section out, pull this piece off, and again, it's kind of a pain. Then you're literally just going to turn it around and put it back on. And now you have, obviously, the MegaWinger piece. Put that back into the chest. Pull the helmet off. You're going to turn the helmet around 180 degrees. These you're going to fold in. And then just straight back. So it kind of looks like he's walking like a zombie. So then you're going to have this helmet. And you're going to pop it back on. Why won't you pop on? Sorry, for some reason I'm really having trouble. There we go. So pop that piece on, come around to the back. You're going to have to pull this piece out and pull down these back two connectors. You're going to split this in half again. And then you're going to do kind of like what you did in the back of the Qrex Megazord and just pop these on. Oops. Make sure the gold side is facing back. And then there you go. You have the MegaWinger mode. So you have these two pieces just kind of hanging off down the bottom. So I'll just kind of focus in on the top section because that's basically where all the MegaWinger stuff is. Again, you have the star pieces on the back like a wing. Not bad. Chest piece is the same as the MegaWinger's mode of just the Ninja Zord itself. I think the helmet is definitely the best part of the MegaWinger homage. I think the helmet is really well done. I think that looks really, really good. Again, it's a little too wide. Since the arms fold up, it's a little bit less of a problem in this mode because they're not sticking out as far. So you don't have the shoulder pad problem nearly as bad as with the Ninja head side. And the chest piece is alright. I wish it was a little bigger. I think it kind of gets lost. I would like it if it was maybe like covered this whole section and even... I guess they can't really have it stick out because then it would limit the arm movement. But the arm movement is kind of already limited. Although, like I said, when you have the wings on the back, if you would try to move this forward, the wings would just kind of come with it, so it would look a little weird. So, I feel like you could have had this extend a little bit over since you can't really move the arms anyway. But it's not bad. Like I said, I see what they're going for. It's not terrible. It's a little underwhelming, but it's not bad. I can't decide which mode is my favorite. There's parts of each mode that I do like. I think the MegaWinger might be a little bit more my favorite, only because this helmet is, I think, the better of the two. But other than that, it doesn't really have much MegaWinger going for it. But it's, you know, it is what it is. So at the end of the day, do I recommend the Ninjazord? Yes and no. It has its strengths, it has its weaknesses. As far as the Ranger keys go, we've already seen these Ranger keys in the 3-packs, so it would have been nice to get some new Ranger keys, especially the 2 Rangers that, this thing is paying homage to would have been nice. As far as the Ninjazord itself, it's definitely not my favorite of all the Zords in this line. I mean, the Ninjazord mode is okay. I think it would have benefited from a few more paint apps, something like that. It's really just kind of a green brick. The Shuriken on the back is kind of nicely painted. It would have been nice to see the skull and 2 swords painted white for the pirate symbol there. The MegaWinger mode, it's a bonus. It's not great. I certainly wouldn't buy the toy for the MegaWinger mode. As far as the connectability with the other 2 Zords, the mode with the Qrex Zord, again, you're just kind of putting a wing on his back. It's not great. It's not terrible. It's just kind of there. What really comes into play is the 2 different modes where it can form with the legendary Megazord, and they're okay. I mean, you heard the problems I had. The helmet's a little bit too wide. When he holds the giant shuriken in his hand, there's not really much you can do with it. I don't know. I feel like if they would have just concentrated on the Ninjazord and forgotten the MegaWinger modes, maybe they could have done a little bit more, put a little bit more engineering into it. I feel like if it would have committed to just the Ninjazord, it might have turned out a little bit better, but they tried to do 2 things with it. Or maybe they threw the MegaWinger stuff in as an afterthought because they kind of realized it wasn't that great. Not 100% sure. But like I said, I think it's only okay. I definitely was a little let down. I was kind of very excited to get my hands on this because I love this guy in the show, the Japanese version of the show as well. Like I said, I don't have the Japanese version of the toy, but I have seen videos of it on YouTube and such, so I knew what to expect. He has kind of all the shurikens that can pop out, which is very cool. And this is just quite a far departure from that. He doesn't have the multiple shurikens. He's only got the one, and it just kind of fits in a hand and sits there. So yeah, I think if they would have concentrated on the Ninjazord and kind of threw out the MegaWinger references, might have been able to come out with a better toy, but they split their focus, and I think you can definitely feel it. So if you're a completist, go ahead and get it. If you don't have any of these Ranger keys, you might want to get it for that because these are kind of nicely detailed, painted versions of these Ranger keys. But yeah, I mean, for a kid, the piece that you have to clip on over top of the Zord Builder port for the MegaWinger chest or the Ninja Storm chest is ridiculously too tight. I have trouble getting it off every single time. Putting it on is difficult, but getting it off is even more difficult because that connector is way too tight when you have to try to fit it through that opening. So, I don't know. For a kid, I think that would definitely be frustrating, and it could easily break. I'm not 100% sure. But I don't see why it needed to be that tight. That's probably my biggest complaint with the set. Everything else is kind of a minor annoyance. That's my biggest complaint. But take it for what you will. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments below. Let me know what you think. If you have this guy, if you've experienced the same problems, I'd love to hear from you. Please like and share this video. Please make sure you're subscribed. And there'll be links in the description for my Facebook and Twitter, so you can check me out on there as well. I hope you've enjoyed this review of the Super Megaforce Ninjazord, and thanks for watching.